Tolerance, for me, means not just an allowing. It doesn't mean just like a letting it happen, but more of an acceptance in the sense of celebration, where you celebrate the difference of another person. You can't just let it passively happen, but you actively accept and you actively seek out to understand the difference.
Tolerance to me is basically live and let live. So you live by your own rules, by your own choices, and let other people live by their own rules and choices. There are so many people around the world with different races, different sexual orientations, different sects and religions as well. So why not think, why do you have to apply your own choices to all the people around the world?
I would say that tolerance is the ability to respect other people's opinions, point of view.
In my view, tolerance is the ability to accept other people the way they are, no matter what their beliefs are, no matter what religion they follow. It means the ability to forgive each other's follies, errors, mistakes, and acceptance.
Tolerance was actually a problematic definition for me to actually describe in this situation, because I feel like the term tolerance really has a negative connotation, because when you say you're tolerating someone, there is a perceived judgment that gets involved there. So I have issues with the term tolerance, but I believe that tolerance overall, as it is discussed universally, is basically about accepting another person's behavior or opinions, and it can refer to society, culture and economy, politics.
At an individual level, tolerance to me is the mindset of someone who is willing to come down from his side of the hill to meet the other one to the other side of the hill. And so such small activity as educating someone to empathic listening, or to acknowledge how differences make a richer world in a positive way is fundamental.
Tolerance, in my view, is not only a word, it's a part of character. And on the International Day of Tolerance, we should learn to be considerate and passionate about other people, about other people's opinions.
Tolerance and love, for me, are the same, or sometimes I can use them as interchangeable terms, because if you are not tolerant, that means you don't love other people. So if you love other people, that means you will be tolerant.
To tolerate someone, you first have to understand yourself, to tolerate yourself. To tolerate yourself meaning being free with yourself, loving yourself. Whatever you feel that is good, per se, to evil or bad. So it's a war waged within your consciousness between good and evil, or good and bad, whichever term you want to use. But to tolerate someone, you have to understand yourself first before you can base a judgment on someone else. If you can judge yourself, then sure, you can tolerate someone. But if you cannot judge yourself, or do not want someone to judge you, then you cannot tolerate a belief of someone else.
A lot of people depict tolerance to be peace, empathy, but really what tolerance I learned from my country is the ability to live in harmony.
Tolerance is really just a way to deal with the differences and cultural, social difference. I mean, it's not really accepting the difference or ignoring the difference. It's, part of it is just respecting and valuing somebody else's cultural background, social background.
I think tolerance as an act of respect. I have this opinion of, if you want to be treated certain ways, you have to treat others first in certain ways. And I think that if you want to be respected, then you have to respect others first.
Well, tolerance to me means the acceptance, the basic acceptance of a person as a human being, as a fellow, who deserves the right to live, who deserves to enjoy the freedom that comes with his birth or with her birth, all the rights that is given to him by nature.
Well, tolerance in general is basically the willingness to tolerate somebody else's opinions or behaviors that you may not necessarily agree with. I think we should actually start maybe keying the coin term to be more as acceptance. You know, acceptance in everybody's different opinions, behaviors. So instead of it being more of a thing to tolerate, it's more of a thing to accept and realize that some behaviors and actions are unchangeable, but it doesn't necessarily mean we don't have to disagree with them and immediately write them off as bad.
We are a diverse nation, a diverse group of people. So we should accept this diversity and accept the different people among us.
I've been noticing these incidents that have been taking place in Pakistan for the last few years. The incidents where people from other communities, other religions have been blamed for blasphemy and have been ill-treated, sometimes killed also. So this is that we need today. The most important thing that we need is tolerance, as I said earlier, and the need to be patient, the need to accept other people the way they are, and forgive others. And my message is for my people of Pakistan to be tolerant. This is something that we need today. And we need to make this world a better place, and we don't need violence, we don't need hatred, we don't need enmity. So let's make this world a better place.
In a country like mine, in Madagascar, we're shattered with 5 years of political crisis, along with 5 years of economic downturn. Tolerance is at stake and is decisive to rebuild the process of peace building, in the process of dialogue and national reconciliation, to reestablish that trust between the government and the citizens.
As a Bangladeshi, as I'm from Bangladesh, we have a tumultuous history of birth of the nation and afterwards. But I think our people are very considerate and tolerant, and they love to be in that way. So we, as a Bangladeshi, want to give that message on the Day of Tolerance, that we should learn to respect other people's views. It helps being an individual. It also helps being a nation. I mean, as individual has to be tolerant to other individuals, a nation should also be tolerant to other nations. That's how you can build a world full of peace.
I can understand when the people don't understand you because of your opinion, but when they're intolerant to you because of your natural conditions, it's something wrong, right? It's something wrong with the background. So, and it's similar, something similar to the Stone Age. When we were divided to the tribes, and we took care about only our tribe. But finally, today it's the 21st century, right? And we should get rid of the caves of intolerance in our mind. Be open to the world.
For myself, I've tolerated a lot of stuff, a lot of things that are not of my belief, not of my faith. But I also understand that I'm not the perfect person. So in order for you to say that you don't tolerate anything or do not have tolerance for something, means that you're a perfect being, and no one is a perfect being.
In Trinidad and Tobago, right in the street, there's religious harmony, where there's a temple, a mosque, and a church live coincide. This belief of where everyone allowed their diversity to flourish is what I think is harmony. We are children of the world, literally, because we have different views, different backgrounds, and in order for us to understand diversity and understand ourselves, we have to accept somebody else, put ourselves into their position and work, and that's what human beings do.
I guess experiences as a woman, you have to deal with equality in the workplace, and that can or can't be a good thing depending on who you're working for. I think basically using the terminology tolerance probably creates more disharmony than probably coining the term acceptance in that stead. I feel like I said before, I feel like tolerance is almost a bad word. It's almost like we got to tolerate people. No, how about we just accept them? And that way everybody's on the same page.
Indonesia is the largest Muslim country in the world, but however, there are a lot of different cultures in Indonesia. We have more than 300 different languages and more than 500 different tribes. So it makes Indonesia a really diverse country. Then how can we be a democratic country? How can we be a republic country where we really accept diversity in our country? It's because of tolerance. Because first we try to respect others in what they believe and what their, for example, religion. We have a lot of communication between a lot of different religions in Indonesia, and we have a lot of interactions between different culture in Indonesia. That what makes us a unity. It's because we try to interact with each other, and we're not closing ourselves into our own group or our own particular people that we like or similar to us, but we try to merge those cultures together into one. That's why we're called the Republic of Indonesia.
Well, to me, what has impacted my life has not been tolerance, but lack of tolerance in the society that I was grown up in. Speaking of my country, we have, as a child, when I was supposed to be playing with toys and watching cartoons, making my dream world, I was put into situations like forced from micro-immigration to a foreign land and learning new languages and then cultures and behaving with them under very strict conditions, and so that was how I feel I am missing my childhood. I believe if my society had been more tolerant of each other, I mean, people living there would be tolerant of each other, I would have had a better childhood, and that would have impacted me better. I don't know, but tolerance is I believe, the way forward, and lack of tolerance leads to bloodshed, killing, suffering, and loss of human dignity.